Greetings, everybody. This is the Doctor. Welcome back to some Star Trek Online news. And boy, do I have some news for you today. Season 10.5, as you can see right here on your screen, is now live. I think we all knew that this would happen. I just don't think we knew when it was going to happen. As it has been lately, in the past few seasons for sure, Cryptic has put out these half-season updates, typically because they couldn't fit everything in the full season when it was released, and so they did a 0.5 of a season. And they have done the same as I think we all expected with Season 10.5, continuing the Iconian War, but there are some new things that I don't think we did expect at all. And I'm going to talk about all of those. So this is straight from the Cryptic webpage here, or the ARC webpage for Star Trek Online news. I'll zoom in here so you guys can read along with me. I'm going to go through all the news pages here and see what's new. So this video, it's just a news video. I'm just going to read from these web pages. You're welcome to read along with me, and I'll share my thoughts on everything along the way. And then I'll do, of course, continuing videos actually in the game of all these new things as we explore them. So the first thing is the Season 10.5 announcement, and it says, "The war with the Iconians began just 3 months ago, and while the Alliance hasn't had many victories, the latest discovery of an intact Krypton colony has given them hope. I'm really excited to continue the story of the Iconian War with the release of Broken Circle, an episode that will see your captains and the Alliance take part in an offensive against the Iconian invaders, featuring Aaron Eisenberg as Nog, Jerry Ryan as Seven of Nine, and Robert Duncan McNeil as Tom Paris. This episode will be packed with some amazing action, and there are going to be some story moments here that no one will want to miss. In addition to our exciting continuation of the Iconian War, we have 2 new fleet-related systems going live today. Our Krypton research facility will allow players to construct another holding and earn exciting new rewards as a fleet. Potentially even more exciting than that, we'll be releasing our armada system. This will allow up to 13 fleets to band together and form an armada, which will let them cross-donate to each other's projects and work together toward increasing armada-wide reward bonuses. On top of all of these great new features, we've also updated all of our advanced queues to remove all failure states. Captains will now be able to enjoy the challenges of an advanced queue without fear of missing out on their rewards due to a single mistake. This is a half season that is packed with exciting gameplay opportunities, and I can't wait to see you in game. So now we're going to go through each of the things here that they are announcing and talk about them, because this is really interesting. I didn't see the Fleet Armadas coming. I didn't see this Krypton Research Lab coming. The Year of Hell Lockbox, I saw that one coming. I knew eventually they were going to have to do some kind of Krypton lockbox, or is what everybody was thinking, and they decided to name it the Year of Hell Lockbox. Makes a lot of sense. I think we saw that coming. Duty officers of the Delta Alliance makes sense. So let's go to the first thing here, which is Broken Circle, the new episode that's out that I have yet to play, so I will get to this, and I cannot wait to do it. We're excited to announce that our latest featured episode, Broken Circle, is now live. Take the fight to the Iconians in this episode with the help of legends such as Aaron Eisenberg as Nog, Robert Duncan McNeil as Tom Paris, and Jerry Ryan as Seven of Nine. The Iconians will know our fury. Each week, we'll be rolling out an additional reward for the featured episode, Broken Circle. This week's reward is the Anti-Chronoton-infused Tetrion full auto rifle. Okay, everybody with me, let's say that 3 times fast. Anti-Chronoton-infused Tetrion full auto rifle, Anti-Chronoton-infused Tetrion full auto rifle, Anti-Chronoton-infused Tetrion full auto rifle. Now, can you do that? In addition, the first completion of Broken Circle on an account this week will grant a featured episode weekly reward box. The weekly reward box gives your choice of an enhanced universal tech upgrade or a captain specialization point, which gives the character who opens the box a specialization point. The weekly reward box, tech upgrade, and specialization point are all bound to account. They may be freely traded between your characters. The specialization point box requires the opening character to be level 50 or above. Okay. The anti-chronoton infused Tetrion full auto rifle fires bolts of entwined anti-chronoton Tetrion radiation and was built in coordination efforts between the Delta Alliance and the Krenim. These bolts inflict damage by rapidly phasing targets in and out of the current timeline. This effect will occasionally phase out a vital organ or function, causing a burst of damage which bypasses personal shields. Heralds and their constructs are especially susceptible to anti-chronoton phase bursts and take additional damage. Players will receive the anti-chronoton infused Tetrion full auto rifle as a rank-appropriate mark, and it can be freely upgraded to Mark 12. Further upgrades will require technology points and dilithium as normal. The first completion of Broken Circle will also give the Operation Fenrir veteran title and the Emit Unstable Warp Bubble Training Manual pack. This pack contains one training manual for Emit Unstable Warp Bubble 1, 2, and 3. It also unlocks the ability to create additional copies of the training manual through officer training R&D tasks. Emit Unstable Warp Bubble is a space engineering bridge officer ability usable in Lieutenant, Lieutenant Commander, and Commander stations. When used, your ship emits an unstable warp bubble from your warp core, which prevents nearby enemies from using hazards, fields platforms, and launching small craft. It also reduces weapon damage and max speed of affected targets. Next week we'll reveal Week 2's rewards. Okay, so it sounds like we're going to get a specialized weapon that's finally going to help us do more damage against heralds, and I'm hoping they're I just forgot the name of them, the harbingers as well. Hoping that it also, because the heralds are really not that difficult to take down. It's really the harbingers of the Iconians they take a lot more damage. So we'll see if it helps. But it sounds like they've created a weapon to specifically address the heralds here. Anti-chronoton infused Tetrion full auto rifle, and I guess it's probably going to have a damage bonus. You know how they have those weapons that have like 10% damage towards specific enemy, blah blah blah. Probably something like that. So I'm looking forward to that. Finally have a good weapon there. Although I did like the last weapon that was released. I thought it was a chronoton weapon as well. I liked it quite a bit. So we'll see what this one's like. And it looks like we're going to get starship training manuals and that warp bubble bridge officer ability. Sounds interesting, I guess, for engineers. So some neat stuff. And of course, there will be even more rewards, it says, as the weeks go on. So I'm looking forward to playing this mission. And it looks like we're going to have Nog, Tom Paris, and Jerry Ryan, 7 of 9, in this. So we're going to have all three of the characters that we've been dealing with for this whole Iconian War thing all together at once. That should be interesting. Okay, let's move on, because we got a lot to talk about here. A lot to go through, at least. This is the new fleet Armada. Okay, well, I like the screenshots here. This is some unique looking stuff. Fleet leaders have been asking for improvements to Star Trek Online's fleet system. We've listened, and the new Armada system that will go live in a future update, or now, is intended to help larger fleets organize, as well as giving an option for smaller fleets who want to band together and help one another out. Here's how it works. Fleets will soon be able to join together to form vast armadas to share resources and speed up the construction of fleet holdings. Armadas are composed of top-level fleets called the Alpha Fleet, which can invite up to 3 other fleets to become subordinate Beta Fleets. These fleets can additionally each invite up to 3 other fleets to become their subordinate Gamma Fleet, allowing for a maximum armada size of 13 fleets. All fleets in an armada share a new armada chat channel and can contribute resources to the fleet projects of any other fleet in the armada. Fleets will be able to control which projects other fleets are allowed to donate to, and will be able to control both what resources their fleet members can donate to other fleets and what resources other fleets can donate to them. Okay, first of all, I gotta say, this is almost like those Russian characters that are in a box, and you open one and there's a smaller one inside, and you open another one and there's an even smaller one, and it keeps going on and on. It's like they keep adding that here with Star Trek Online. That started out with just yourself, and then you had your reputation holdings, and then you had your fleet reputation holdings, and then it went to dilithium mines, which are even bigger, and then it went to the spires. Now we're owning like our own Dyson Sphere spires, and now it's going even wider, taking groups of fleets and grouping them together to like 13 fleets. That's just a massive amount of scale there to think about. I do like the idea, though, and I guess it makes sense. One advantage I can see from this is that it would bring a lot more communication, chatter. I like the idea of that new chat channel between all the fleets, that they all share that same chat channel. Because then fleets, like let's say you had a small fleet, right? And you didn't have much chatter in your fleet. You had, people that were there, but not a whole lot. And you just didn't have a lot of fleet chatter. Well, that's okay. Now, if you combine with other fleets, you'll include that chatter, that communication from other fleets. And in that way, you will now have instantly, it's like having just a much bigger fleet. You'll have a whole lot more people to talk to, and a whole lot more people to help you out with things, and a whole lot more people to join in when you want to do STFs. Let's say you want to go jump in and do an STF and you're having trouble finding people and you don't want to pug it because pugs are terrible, then you can go to this Armada channel and there will be a whole lot more people to pull from now, and maybe you'll be able to find people to actually do things with and be able to run STFs and not have to pug them, and just have a whole lot more people to talk to. So if you had a small fleet where you didn't have a lot of communication and chatter in your fleet, this could really help expand that. I like that idea of this, and I'm hoping to see where this goes. I'm hoping our fleet will do this and start incorporating other fleets, because I want to see how this works out. Obviously, totally dependent on the fleet you're in and the leader, and if they want to be involved in this and do this. But I could see this bringing a lot of the fleets together. There's a ton of fleets in the game, and they're also separated from each other. So I think this is a way to bring people together, and I kind of really like that idea of it. So let's see what happens. All fleets in an armada will receive bonuses that increase based on the total fleet level of all fleets in the armada. These bonuses may include dilithium discounts for fleet projects or bonus skill points. These rewards will also vary based on a fleet's position in the armada, with alpha fleets receiving a higher skill point bonus than beta and gamma fleets receiving a higher dilithium discount than alpha and beta fleets. However, the alpha fleet of an armada does not have complete control over all the fleets in its armada. The alpha fleet can only invite or kick the beta fleets directly under it. Beta fleets, in turn, are the only fleets that can invite or kick the 3 gamma fleets under them. Additionally, if a beta fleet leaves or is kicked out of the armada, the beta fleet will take all of its gamma fleets with them, and will become the alpha fleet of a newly formed armada, with its gamma fleets becoming beta fleets. Hopefully this won't create contention between leaders of fleets. That's the only downside I could see to this, is that there could be some hot heads out there, differing opinions on things, and how that can cause trouble sometimes. While any fleet can leave an armada at any time, joining an armada is a big commitment. Any fleet that joins an armada will not be able to participate in any of the bonuses armada contributes until the probationary period has passed. During this probationary period, any leader of the fleet above it can kick them out of the armada with no waiting period necessary, or if during the probationary period any one of your fleet leaders decides the armada is not the right environment for your fleet, they can leave the armada once again with no waiting period. The waiting period for leaving kicking only applies for fleets with multiple fleet leaders. During this waiting period, the fleet cannot participate in any of the bonuses or armada contributions. The waiting period can only be bypassed if all fleet leaders agree to leave or kick action. Alternatively, if any of the fleet leaders disagrees with the kick or leave vote, they can undo the kick or leave any time before the waiting period is up. Hopefully this will help reduce instances of abuse in cases where fleet leaders decide to take action without the consent of the other fleet leaders. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about, is that if you have multiple fleet leaders, there can be contention, and you can have these situations come up on you. So I'm glad that they're addressing that in some way. They realize that that is a real thing that can happen. Additionally, we've added a few new features that should make managing a fleet a little bit easier. In the fleet roster window, the status column now has 2 options: join date and rank changed date. This will make it easier to see how long someone has been in the fleet and when they were last promoted or demoted. There's also a new slash command, export guild members list, that can be used to generate an Excel CSV file with all of the current information about the fleet and its members. We hope that features like these prove useful to fleet leaders and officers alike, especially those that are managing larger fleets. So that's pretty cool. So they are expanding some abilities there. I like that. Good for fleets. Okay, next. Looks like we're getting another holding altogether. So we've got, of course, our reputation holding, our fleet holding, and in the fleet holding you have the dilithium mine, the spire, and now armada. And it looks like we are now also getting a completely separate holding called the Delta Fleet Holding. Holy crap, how many holdings can we hold? Seriously. At the conclusion of the featured episode Time in a Bottle, Captain successfully made contact with the... So this is only spoiling Time in a Bottle. Captain successfully made contact with a population of Kingdom survivors that had hidden themselves away in a pocket of time using a unique piece of temporal technology. This technology proved capable of shielding the existence of an entire planet away from the eyes of the Vaudoir, the Heralds, and even the Iconian Council itself. With the assistance of Captain Nog, the groundwork has been laid to form a cooperative research and development pact with the Krenim, potentially allowing an entire civilized galaxy to benefit from the incredible ability to directly manipulate the perception of time. This is a huge step for Starfleet right here. I mean, we are really, really, really getting involved in time manipulation here. This is a huge, huge leap. Players will have... I guess it makes sense, though, because by the 26th century, we were definitely a time-traveling species. There was an episode where a time traveler from the 26th century found that 22nd century guy who stole his time ship and all that stuff. So by the 26th century, I mean, pretty much time travel is a common ordeal. And we're in the 25th century, so this could definitely lead up to that, I guess that makes sense. It's the natural evolution. Players will have the opportunity to see that agreement through to its fruition by participating in the construction of the Fleet Research Lab, an entirely new fleet holding available to all fleets. So this is a fleet holding to fleets. Okay. This impressive space station, hidden away in the Delta Quadrant, will be built for the primary purpose of assisting the Krenim as they further develop their expertise in timeline manipulation and temporal mechanics. With the guidance of these new allies, the research lab will take on many aspects of Krenim architectural design, but will remain fully owned and operated by the player's fleet. Ooh. While the focus of this facility will be temporal manipulation, the amnesties it offers are uniquely qualified to make this the perfect location for R&D of all types. As such, this facility will offer many new opportunities for players to explore and participate in the existing R&D system in entirely new and rewarding ways. Advancing this new fleet holding through to its completion will also grant many incredible new options for equipping your ship and crew, as well as improving some of the core options available to your captain and your fleet mates. The Fleet Research Lab will also feature many unlockable projects to improve both its interior and exterior appearance, as well as many standard conveniences that all starship captains need access to from time to time. Fleets can also unlock interfleet shuttle capabilities that will allow for quick, easy access to the Research Lab's locations in the Delta Quadrant. Additional details on this holding will be published in a future blog. So it sounds like that's what we're getting now, is this new Delta Fleet holding. Whew, that's another thing to look at, and another holding to advance in. Well, wow, okay. They are really, really, really ramping it up on the fleet stuff with Season 10.5, I'll say that. Okay, it looks like we're going to get a new starship, or a new class of starship, Resolute class. Our new Tier 6 Resolute class Advanced Heavy Cruiser is now live. Enjoy our weekend sale from now until July 20th at 10 a.m. Pacific, where you can get the Resolute class for 2,500 Zen instead of 3,000. Well, I don't have anywhere near that, so I can't get it right now. We're excited to reveal the stats of the awesome new Tier 6 Resolute class Advanced Heavy Cruiser. This starship is an enhanced version of the Excelsior class. Really? The Excelsior, huh? Heavy Cruiser Retrofit. Wow, so it's like an updated Excelsior? Oh, this is really unique. This Tier 6 cruiser comes equipped with a special console and can unlock a new starship trait at level 5 Starship Mastery. See, this is interesting because the Excelsior was is one of my favorite ships in the game. You guys would know this, but when I very first started playing this game, after I got to endgame, when they released it, I got the Excelsior retrofit, and I flew that thing for my endgame ship for quite a long while, and I was really, really, really happy with it. It was, I love that cruiser. So this really piques my interest. This is right up my alley right here. The Tier 6 Resolute class cruiser was inspired by the classic design of the Excelsior class. This modified advanced heavy cruiser has been completely updated to the latest standards of Starfleet Engineering Corps. It's got a Lieutenant Commander Engineering or Command Specialist seat, so it's a command vessel, a command ship. It has an advanced transwarp drive, which allows you to instantly travel to 10 locations in the Alpha and Beta Quadrant at no cost. Tier 6 Sea-Store ship starts at 44,000 hull at level 50, goes to 52,000 at level 60. Shield modifier 1, cruise 750, 4 forward, 4 aft, 4 device, 1 Lieutenant Commander Tactical, 1 Ensign Engineering, 1 Lieutenant Commander Engineering Command, 1 Command Engineering, 1 Lieutenant Science. I want this ship. I want this ship now. I want this ship in my life. This ship is life. Victory is life. This ship in victory is life. Base turn rate, 8 degrees per second. It's got 3 tactical, 5 engineering, 2 science. Impulse modifier, 0.15. Advanced transwarp drive console is called a tactical maneuvering matrix. Has physical kinetic resistance, hull regen, energy resistance, max HP, and then the weaponized emitter starship trait. So the advanced comes with a unique console. The tactical maneuvering matrix makes an advanced heavy cruiser even more durable and maneuverable. When activated, pursuit mode. Oh man, it's got Kit's super pursuit mode. That's what I'm going to call it from now on anyway, when I get it. Kit, activate super pursuit mode. Uses a complex predictive algorithm and specialized inertia-less maneuvering thruster to improve the ship's speed, turn rate, and damage resistance. And the amount increases with the number of enemies in combat range. Additionally, your directed energy weapons will cripple your target's engines and maneuvering thrusters for a short time. This will dramatically reduce their turn rate and speed. This console provides a passive bonus to turn rate, speed, and damage resistance. It can be equipped on any advanced heavy cruiser. Oh, cool. Now the Starship trait. While this trait is slotted, your aceton beam and overwhelm emitters abilities cause radiation damage over time to enemies within 3 kilometers of target. Okay. Oh, and there's a fleet version too. The Tier 6 Advanced Cruiser was inspired. Okay, the fleet version has even a higher hull, and it has a shield modifier. Basically, everything else is the same except that. Does it have the 5th Starship Mastery? No, it doesn't. See, that's the only thing. Why do fleet ships not have the 5th Starship Mastery level? You would think the people would want to go with the fleet ship. You would think the fleet ship would be superior to the Tier 6 ship, because all fleet ships were superior to Tier 5 ships. So if they were going to continue that theme, then the fleet ships should have the 5th Starship Mastery from Tier 6 ships. So I am disappointed. I am Mr. Disappoint. Well, I still want this ship. I'll probably go for the Sea-Store version because I want that 5th Starship Mastery. I want to, have that mastery. But yeah, I want this ship badly. Oh, so bad. So bad you guys don't know it. Okay, moving on, because gosh, there's so much to cover here. We have the Year of Hell Lockbox. Okay, I want that, whatever it is. It looks awesome. Yeah, I guess we'll have to check out a whole nother page for information on their ships. Okay. Recently, contact was made with the Crinum colony, blah, 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 blah. The Crinum coalition will use time itself as a weapon against their enemies. We know that the Voyager episodes, known collectively as Year of Hell, are widely considered by fans of the show as some of the best and most exciting adventures the crew undertook during their years in the Delta Quadrant. I agree with that. That was a great couple of episodes. Bringing references from those episodes into Star Trek Online presents a significant challenge, since the Year of Hell technically never happened. That is true. It was all a big button reset at the end. But with the decision to include the Krynom and their time-manipulating technology in the Iconian War, we were excited to explore this incredibly rich storyline and bring some of those experiences to our players. First, we had to figure out a way to explain how they fit into the current events of our galaxy. I like the fact that they went out of their way to try to explain how this is canon, even though it was a big reset button. In the wake of the damages caused by the Vought War onslaught in the Delta Quadrant, a new coalition has risen from the ashes of once great civilizations such as the Mawasi, Zal, Nahedron, and others. All of these species were adversely affected by the Vought War. The combined assets of this fledgling alliance make up the bulk of the prizes that players will gain access to with the release of the Year of Hell Lockbox. Before we lay out the prizes being made available, we'd like to take a few minutes to inform you of some under-the-hood changes that have been made for this incoming lockbox. In an effort to improve a feeling of worth when opening every lockbox, the lower-tier prizes normally offered will be undergoing some changes. Firstly, we have removed mini-packs from the prize table. The removal of a prize with such a large chance of occurring means that all other prizes within the lockbox have received a relative boost in their odds of dropping. Secondly, we have removed small boosts and replaced them with extra large boosts. These new larger boosts includes items such as 35,000 fleet credit bonus pools, wow, that's large, and 750 mark bonus pools, that's large too. The existing large boosts will have their odds of dropping increased to approximately the rate of the previous small boost, while these extra large boosts remain a bit rarer. Additionally, the weapon pack that will be found in this lockbox will offer players that open a pack a choice of type of weapon they would like to receive, cannons or beams. No ground weapons will be offered this time around, but they will likely return in future weapon packs. And last, though certainly not least, we have made subtle improvements to the drop rates, so that higher tier prizes such as trait packs and unique duty officers will be slightly more common, while weapon packs and other lower tier prizes will appear with a bit less frequency. So, in summary, they have removed R&D mini packs, they've added brand new extra large packs, they've given you a choice of weapon type, and all higher tier prizes become slightly more common. Excuse me. Got hiccups. Okay, well, I'm not sure about those changes. You guys can fill me in if you like those changes or not. As for the box itself, though, I am happy that they did decide to do a Krynom or a Year of Hell lockbox. Our hope with these changes is that we've managed to further reinforce the sense of value that players feel each time they use a master key to open a lockbox. While these changes will be restricted to the Year of Hell lockbox for the time being, we are considering updating older lockboxes with similar changes if they receive a positive reception. So this is they're actually listening to feedback from people. That is a first. Our grand prize this time around is the formidable Krynom Imperium Warship. Oh, heck yes. Come on, guys. We knew it would happen, right? While this impressive vessel may be slower and less maneuverable than many destroyers and escorts, it makes up for this with greater weaponry and more durable hull and shielding. It boasts both intelligence and pilot bridge officer seats. Wow, it has both an intelligence and a bridge officer seat. That's the first ship, I think, that has had a hybrid seating like that. The versatile and durable Zal Heavy Cruiser Tier 6 will be appearing as a new addition to the Lobi Crystal Store. It boasts a seating arrangement that includes both intelligence and command bridge officer. So these ships are the first reign of ships here that they have had two different specialized seatings. That is unique. I like the looks of this one. I want this one. In addition to these two vessels, the Nahedron Destroyer can also be obtained from this lockbox as it's only a Tier 5. Well, it still looks cool. This vessel maintains the capability of equipping both consoles from the other Coalition starships. This ship may also be upgraded to Tier 5U. Okay, good. Joining our lockbox offerings for the first time, players will have the opportunity to obtain a cross-faction starship trait. Oh. Depending upon the faction of the player opening the lockbox, they will be presented with a choice from 2 starship traits not usually available to them. Federation gets overwhelming force or tactical retreat. Klingons get tactical retreat or reciprocity. Romulans get overwhelming force or reciprocity. So whatever this character has on him really looks unique. Okay. Genetic resequencers will be returning as well. We get Coalition Squad Tactics Ground. You gain situational bonus depending team, blah, blah, blah. You can read all that. Taking You With Me Ground. When defeated, you are returned to fight briefly. Coalition Starship Tactics Space. You gain situational bonuses. Okay, Blaze of Glory Space. When defeated, your ship is returned to functionality briefly. During this period of time, you will deal additional damage. Okay. Members of this new coalition are also willing to offer their services upon starships of Federation Klingon and Romulan captains. Krenim Temporal Specialists are duty officers that possess existing active roster abilities that are either highly sought after or extraordinarily rare. They are all of very rare quality. They have the Resolve trait and an R&D school specialization appropriate to their specialization. Dogs? Oh man. It's getting crazy now. This is getting crazy up in here. Holy moly. Well, if they had cats, we knew dogs were going to happen. The members of this new coalition have gone to great lengths to build tactics and technology that work in tandem with one another. Their coalition disruptor weapon crates represent perhaps the pinnacle of this philosophy in the form of space weaponry designed to operate more effectively the more starships utilize it. The special disruptor proc from coalition weapons is more effective than standard disruptor procs and can stack higher, but only affects the foe's resistance to disruptor damage. All weapons contained within these crates are of purple quality and contain the special procs of coalition disruptor weapons. In addition to other random modifiers, and as mentioned above, players will be given the opportunity to choose whether they would like to receive a cannon weapon or a beam weapon. The Lobi Crystal Store will also see a new addition in the form of highly requested new vanity pet. A total of 5 new breeds of beagle vanity pets can be obtained, each with your unique coloring and patterns to their fur. These adorable puppies are anxious to join your crew. Oh man, puppies. Additional tasks for these new additions to your roster can be obtained in the form of temporal investigations. Special assignment tokens known as temporal investigation assignments will sometimes be gained by opening the Year of Hell lockbox, each of which grants the opportunity to investigate temporal anomalies made famous by episodes of the various Star Trek series. Each of these assignments reward a great amount of skill points and dilithium. Completing the whole set unlocks a unique title and 10,000 dilithium ore, while getting a critical success on all of them grants an additional 50,000 dilithium ore, as well as more prestigious title. All of the above offerings will become available with the launch of Season 10.5. Holy crap! Oh, that's a ton of stuff, and we're not even done yet. Year of Hell Lockbox Stats. Okay, let's go through this. A new coalition has risen, blah, 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 we know that. Okay, the Tier 6 Krenim Imperium warship. It has Commander Universal and a Pilot Bridge Officer seat. Tier 6, Rear Admiral, Brigadier General, or Sub-Admiral 1, Year of Hell Lockbox, 33,000 at level 40, 37 at level 50, and 44,000 at level 60. Shield modifier of 1.1. Doesn't sound like the hull is all that high to me. They said it was going to have like a really high hull strength, but it doesn't sound like that. Shield modifier of 1.1, crew 300, 5 forward weapon slots, and 3 aft. Okay, for a ship of this size, and this is really crazy. 5 forward weapon slots, 3 aft. Wow. Okay, that's kind of powerful. Device slots 3, bridge officer stations. 1 Lieutenant Intel Tactical, 1 Commander Tactical, 1 Ensign Engineering, 1 Lieutenant Commander Science, 1 Lieutenant Commander Universal / Pilot. This thing is just incredible. 5 Tactical, 3 Engineering, 3 Science. I guess it's a tactical ship. I guess it does move pretty quickly. 14 degrees per second. That's not massively quick, but I guess it's faster than a cruiser. I thought this was going to be a cruiser. This is more of a tactical ship, I guess. Plus 10 to weapon, plus 5 to engine and auxiliary. The timeline analysis sensor grid. Okay, and a starship ability package. Let's see what this timeline analysis sensor grid does. The Crinum Imperium warship comes equipped with the timeline analysis sensor grid universal console. Narrowing the target of timeline analysis is a risky undertaking as it ignores many external variables out of necessity, thus increasing the chances of counter indictions the longer a subject is analyzed. Nonetheless, specialized targeting sensors can be outfitted with this technology in an attempt to offer brief tactical advantages against specific targets by deconstructing their interactions with localized causality. Activating these sensor grids effectively decreases the target's foe's ability to withstand your attacks and becomes more effective the longer they are analyzed. This universal console also provides a passive buff to your accuracy when using cannons. The console mod can be equipped on the Crinum, the Nahedron, and the Dizal. Okay, Potentiality Starship Trait. Upon achieving level 5 in the Crinum Imperium Starship Mastery, you will unlock the Potentiality Starship Trait. While slotted, you can tap into the potential energies unleashed by alternate timelines created by choices that were not made. Now, this is really stretching weaponry, guys. I'm almost laughing inside because this is getting ridiculous. Ridiculous. For every second you spend in combat, but not activating bridge officer abilities, you will gain 1 stack of potentiality, which will increase your damage output for a short time. Activating any bridge officer ability renders you unable to build up potentiality for several seconds, during which time your existing stacks will be lost. So basically, if I don't use a bridge officer ability, my damage will increase until I do. Okay, sure, whatever. The Tier 6 Zal Heavy Cruiser is... Oh, see, this one's got a higher hull, 55,000 at level 60. Shield modifier of 1.3. This one's built. This one must be the engineering type ship. 1 Lieutenant Commander Tactical, 1 Ensign Engineering, 1 Commander Engineering. Yep, I'm right. 1 Lieutenant Science Intel, 1 Lieutenant Commander. This thing just has a ton of bridge officer options. 4 Tactical, 5 Engineering, 2 Science. Oh, but look at its turn rate, 8.5 degrees per second. It has the Temporal Shielding Matrix. Of course, why not? Okay, what does Temporal Shielding Matrix do for us? The Zal Heavy Cruiser comes equipped with the Temporal Shielding Matrix. Temporal Shielding, though highly effective against chronoton-based weaponry and other similar temporal weaponry, does not offer sufficient protection when compared to modern shielding technology for it to be utilized on its own. It can still be used to reinforce existing shields, however, which is what this matrix was designed to do. This particular Temporal Shielding Matrix is also engineered to facilitate quick influxes of power, during which time it grants additional immunities to movement-impairing debuffs, resistance to incoming damage, and can inflict small temporal fluxes on enemies, which will wreak havoc with their ability cooldowns. This universal console also provides a passive buff to your shield capacity and shield regeneration rate. Sure, whatever. What does the trait do? The trait is the Invincible Starship trait. Okay, if you were going to name any trait, anything, the Invincible Starship trait is the way to go. While slotted, and you are reduced to very low hull, your ship becomes undefeated for a short amount of time. During this window, all incoming hull and shield heals receive large boosts. May activate once per 2 minutes. Yeah, okay. Coalition Timeline Manipulation Set, of course. They had to make a set out of this. This 2-piece set includes the console from the Zal Heavy Cruiser and the Crinum Imperium warship. Put them together and you get a timeline analysis sensor grid and the temporal shielding matrix. And there are 2-piece bonuses to that, which are activating any science bridge officer ability causes a slight temporal shift in your ship's phase, allowing increased energy resistance and defense. This buff stacks up to 5 times. Okay, so science gives you energy resistance and defense. Wow, this is crazy. The Nahedron Destroyer is a Tier 5 ship. It got 31,000 hull, 0.9, so this is not that great, actually, like I thought. 4 tactical, 3 engineering, 2 science, 15 degrees per second. Kind of slow, too. It can be upgraded to a Tier 5U ship. Oh man, this is just nuts. So wait, I don't know where to start on this. And now the duty officer. Holy crap. There's a whole lot here to go through. I'm kind of like losing my voice. My throat is very dry. Hold on one second. I've been like reading this for 40 minutes non-stop now. With the Iconians waging war on all fronts, the Delta Alliance has been hard at work negotiating with the various races of the Delta Quadrant. These negotiations pay off in the form of Delta Alliance Duty Officer Pack. The Duty Officer Pack brings Delta Quadrant species encountered during the events of Delta Rising to the Duty Officer system: Benthan, Hierarchy, Kazon, Malon, Ocampa, and Talaxian. Each pack is structured similarly to the Romulan Survivor Duty Officer Pack, which will be discontinued with the release of this new pack. That's interesting. When you open a Delta Alliance Duty Officer Pack, you will receive 4 white quality or better duty officers, 2 green quality, and 1 blue quality. In addition, each pack comes with an added bonus reward. Most of the bonus rewards are the same options which were available in previous Duty Officer packs. The Delta Alliance Duty Officer Pack also contains 3 new starship traits: Attack Pattern Delta Prime, Point Defense Protocols, and Scramble Fighters. In addition, we've added Research Lab provisions for use with the new Research Lab Fleet Holding. Finally, we've brought back Fleet Ship modules from the Fleet Support Duty Officer Pack, which can be used to purchase fleet ships. When opening a Delta Alliance Duty Officer Pack, in addition to any duty officer you receive, you will also get one of the following special bonus prizes: a stack of Gamma Quadrant commodities, a stack of Embassy provisions, a stack of Dilithium mine provisions, a stack of Spire provisions, a stack of Research Lab provisions, a set of Fleet Ship modules, or the grand prize, one of the 3 starship traits. The species included in this pack provide unique combinations of traits which emphasize their canonical characteristics. This pack includes 12 new active roster powers, so we've got some new active powers here. Chance on an energy weapon fire for stacking critical chance buff. Chance on energy weapon fire for stacking critical severity buff. Chance on projectile weapon for stacking critical chance or critical severity. Chance for hazard emitters to apply an additional heal. Chance for attack pattern Omega to apply a lesser variation. Chance on using transfer shield strength for an auxiliary power buff. Chance for directed energy modulation to apply an accuracy buff. Chance on ranged attacks for stacking critical chance or severity. A chance for fire on my mark to expose. And a chance for vascular regeneration to apply an additional heal. So there you go. Okay, starship traits. 3 new starship traits are available. Attack Pattern Delta Prime is a point defense Scramble Fighters. Attack Pattern Delta Prime enhances the existing functionality of Attack Pattern Delta. When the target of Attack Pattern Delta is hit, the target gains a critical chance and critical severity buff, which can stack up to 10 times. Point Defense Protocols activates on using Beam Fire at Will, Cannon Rapid Fire, Cannon Scatter Volley, and Surgical Strikes. While one of these powers is active, your ship fires an automated defense turret at nearby enemies. The automated defense turret deals proton damage to a nearby target every half second and never misses. Scramble Fighters triggers on using the launch functionality of any hangar pet. When used, all currently active hangar pets are immediately healed for half of their max hull. In addition, they gain a damage buff and become immune to all damage for 5 seconds. These bonuses take effect even if no new pets are launched. We hope you enjoy this pack. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, guys. My brain is over freaking whelmed at this moment. Season 10.5 live. All that new stuff in Season 10.5. And I have to say, I don't remember any of it. Even after spending 40 minutes right now reading all of it, I don't remember any of it. No, I do. I remember some of it. This is a lot of stuff to take in, and there's a lot of things here that I think a lot of people will probably just ignore or skip over, simply because I don't know about you guys, but for me, this is really becoming complex, and I mean overly complex in a big way. It's hard to ingest all of this new stuff and remember what it does, remember what it is, remember it's even in the game and how to go about getting it to help your character. There's so many different ways now to build an in-game character, and they just keep putting complexity on top of complexity on top of complexity and making it difficult to figure out what's even in the game. I mean, people probably will just end up using, the base end stuff because it's hard to figure out all of these crazy DOF active powers that are there. No one can remember what they all are and when you would want to use them. One of them gave proton damage, and like, if you're ever going to remember that hardly any people probably even use proton weapons in this game because they've never fleshed out proton weaponry all that well. So I don't know. This is just getting really, really complex. And then you got all the ships, you got all the starship traits and the powers. All the powers are just getting so crazy. You've got all these Krenim powers on these ships that are crazily named. I mean, it makes sense, but they're still crazily named. And trying to remember what they do and how they operate and how they work is really, really crazy. So, yeah, I mean, and then fleets now expanding with 13 fleet armadas, a whole new holding to work in. I feel bad for the little person. I mean, I feel bad for new players because you come into this game not knowing anything really, and you play it to end game, and then they are so far removed from people that have been playing this game for like 5 years now, who have like a fleet holding and have everything in their reputation maxed up. This is one thing that I'm actually kind of struggling with as I'm leveling up my new character, hint, down there, and the that I'm leveling up. I've got a new free-to-play character I'm leveling up from scratch. When I get to end game, what's going to happen is I'm going to have like 5 or 6 reputations to work through, but if I don't do any of it, if I just don't do any of it, I'm not matched well with people in this game who have all of their reputations unlocked, have all of their fleet reputation unlocked, all their fleet holding, their dilithium mine. They have access to all those wonderful fleet and spire weaponry, armadas, research stations, all these things that a new character hitting in-game right now would not have. They're so far removed from each other. It's like 2 different ends of the spectrum. And it would take a new player so long now to catch up. They keep adding so much stuff at in-game that it's like, how can a person catch up? A person who is just playing this game for leisure or casually, how are you ever to catch up with anyone who's been playing this game for 5 years plus and has all of those holdings maxed out? How are you ever to catch up to that person? You would have to spend every single day in the game grinding your way to victory. And, people just aren't going to do that. When they get to end game, they're probably just going to stop playing at that point. They're like, okay, I played all those storyline missions. Well, I'm done. Simply because it's become too complex, too involved, too much to know, too much to spend all your time in. I mean, people got jobs, got other things to do besides Star Trek Online. Who would have thought we would ever be complaining about too much in-game stuff? It's I think the argument is really this. I would rather there be more missions and episodes at in-game than more fleet holdings and all that type of stuff. To Cryptic, adding content means giving us new starships, giving us fleet holdings, giving us reputation holdings, expanding in that way. To me, content is new episodes, new missions, new mission content. That to me is content. That I think I never want to see go away. We never have enough missions. It's not the missions. It's this other content we're getting at in-game, all these holdings that nobody could ever catch up in if you're just starting brand new, fresh in the game. There's too much of that. That's too complicated. They need to pull back a little on that and put a little bit more focus into giving us new fun missions like they've been doing through the Iconian War here. That's the kind of stuff that brings people back. It's the missions. That's my opinion. I'm sure everybody's got their opinion. So please leave your opinion in the comments and let me know what you think. Season 10.5, I'm going to go in-game, take a look at it. I will do what I can. But like everybody else, I have a job. I can't spend every single day in the game, even if I want to. but I will do my best to try to get the new stuff and show you guys what I can. Obviously, I'm way behind on the ships, and I got a lot of ships to catch up on, but eventually I'll get there. I don't have the Zen to buy new ships right now, so that's just a thing that's going to have to wait. So we'll see what happens, but I will definitely get in the game and play the new episode, and then, of course, continue playing my new character because I'm really having fun leveling up this new character on free-to-play. Just having a good experience there, and I think that's the game. That's the fun of the game to me. That's the enjoyment of the game. Just leveling a new character, playing all the missions, having fun. That's what I'm having fun with. All right, thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.